Hey, random thought.
Hey, random thought.
Hey, random thoughts. What the business is.
Hey, random thought.
What's up, random thought?
Hey, random thought.
I got a random thought for you.
Random thoughts.
Hey, random thoughts.
Hey, random thought.
Good. Hey, random thought.
Shout out to my boy Eric J. What up, random thoughts? What's poppin'?
Say what?
Yo, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? This is your little big brother, Eric G, and I am back. I am back, and I am back again. Yo, with a brand new episode of Random Thoughts with Eric G. Hey, y'all, man, I am happy to be back, y'all. I've been working my ass off, y'all, before I even get started with today's show. It's just, I gotta calm myself down. It's just been so much going on. I done had a crazy weekend, man. Crazy weekend. First thing first, I am one of the Guinness Book World Record holders for the longest podcast video. I got to shout myself. I'll give myself a pat on the back for that. Also, I done did so many different shows this week, and I'm trying to plan these 5 shows I got in my series. I've been busy. So today, I want to go ahead and set aside for my second episode a special episode, man. Everybody know I love these real conversations. I love having just having real people on my show, and with nobody, there's nobody else I know it's more realer than my sister in podcast. She been on my show a bunch of times now. We done had these conversations. Damn it, feel like we know each other for real. Hey, yo, let me bring her on, man. Yo, let's give it to my sister, Goddess to a Demon.
Hi.
Yo, what's up? What's up, boo? How you doing?
How are you?
Tired, but I'm here. How you feeling?
You know, I'm blessed.
Hey,
I'm
that's
blessed.
good. You know one thing, man. I want to tell you that lately I've been seeing you making your rounds. You really been doing your thing with this podcast stuff.
I'm trying. I'm re-entering this realm after taking hiatus.
And you came back full force. You know that, right?
Explain.
So let me say this real quick, y'all. All right, so when I reached out to Goddess about doing the show today, the first thing is I told her that I can see that she's ready. She's ready to do this show. So Goddess, when I say that, is because this is our third part of the resurrection series we did when we talk about our personal journeys, and I see this new light within you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
and that's why I say I see it, because the Goddess that you was last year, it's like the veil has been lifted over you. You know what I'm saying? You was like, I am real now. I can feel your energy now. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
And don't get me wrong, like I know that knowing you as well as I know you now, I know that it's still 100%. You ain't 100% where you want to be, but I can see that you're making strides there. And I'm like, I say, well, you know what? Let me get at her why it's getting good, man, because she's on fire right now. So first thing first, how have you been mentally? How has your mental health been over since the last time we talked on the show?
Not the best.
Okay.
I had to go through a lot of different things. And for the most part, I had to do it by myself. So I had to rediscover my own belief in my own confidence, I guess you could say. Between Andre passing away and, finally closing the door on Demon, it's been a huge progression. So I'm still not there, like you said. However, I'm a lot stronger than I was.
And that's why I say I can see that you're ready. I see that. That's what I'm saying. I see it, and I love this new surgence of. It's like you rebranded yourself, and and I love it. I love this new rebrand of you. You know what I'm saying? You're in the y'all goddess has been in these Instagram lives talking her shit, ain't letting nobody like run over her. Like I'm gonna tell you, this is why I'm always big on giving you your flowers because you are like my sister in podcast for real.
I appreciate
And and it's one thing I've seen, goddess. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Now I don't know how you're gonna take it. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I see that you're not hiding behind your sex appeal no more.
Right.
You're not trying to hide behind being the hey, I'm positive, I'm quiet, I'm just trying. I see that Goddess is talking shit now, y'all. That's what I love. Goddess is out here talking shit. Yo,
I recognized that I was doing myself a disservice because I was so concerned with other people's feelings that I forgot that I had feelings of my own. And even though I own my own feelings, I can't keep putting everybody else above mine. So, that saying, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. I'm of the mindset that I'd rather apologize for you misunderstanding or me speaking in a way that may be offensive rather than trying to sugarcoat my message in order to placate the people I'm talking to, because my message was being missed because I was so scared of upsetting people.
And let me tell you, the evidence of that was last weekend. Hey y'all, so a lot of people don't know that. I don't know if a lot of people knew or not that every year Opulence Radio do a record book, a march to the record book around Martin Luther King's birthday weekend. And this is my second year being a part of it, which is it's been fun. We do last year was 48 hours. This year is a 50-hour live stream. And Goddess, I was in there a lot this year. This year I was in there a lot. Goddess, you was definitely in there this year. How was that experience for you?
It was very humbling. You don't often get to sit in a space where you get to hear yourself discussed. And you never really know how people take you. So it was a good experience for me in that regard. I recognize that the way I think and the way that I speak isn't mainstream. However, my message is genuine. It's not just me trying to be combative. I really have gone through my own journeys to get to where I'm at. Just because it's different doesn't make it wrong, just as much as the way other people think and feel is not wrong either. It's just different.
Hey, but you know what? One thing I will say that, like I said earlier, you have really stand on business this year. I mean, with the end of last year, this year, and with that being said, because you are the MVP of the record book. You know that, right? You are the MVP of the record book. You took Big Smash job. You are the MVP of the record book this year.
I definitely got a lot of attention.
This year, Goddess was not backing down from anybody. Goddess, like, look, if you want to take it there, I'm gonna take it there with your ass, and I love it. I was sitting back
to an extent. I definitely don't ever want to step out of character, so I'll just remove myself if I feel it's too personal.
But it was. I don't think that you was like out of character. I don't like. I can see you. It's like you was more boisterous than you ever been. You was able to eject your opinion and say how you feel. And you also said that these are my opinions. This is what works with my life. And you stood on business about that. And I'm as a person sitting back watching it, I was like, okay, now this is the Goddess. This is the real Goddess right here. You know what I'm saying? This is the real one right here. Because normally I feel like you were like back in the past, you're like I said, you'll try to like you know what? I don't want a confrontation. I'm just back away from it for a little bit. But when I say that, not one person on that damn show didn't catch you this year. Hey, yo, you know what? I'm gonna show you a video very quick before we get into our real interview. But gonna show you a video real quick because Goddess got at me, y'all. Goddess brought something. Goddess like pay attention to something that I ain't want nobody to notice. And I don't know if she noticed she did this. Hold on, I'm sorry, pull up so I can share the video. Hold on. Because when she did, I was like, why out of every damn body, my sister's gonna call me out like this.
I called you out.
Yeah, you called me out. Hold on. Because I said she was on the road. I said she's on the road. Oh my God. He's like, here. Whoa, I gotta get to it. I know exactly where Mark is at. Hold on.
Not in the mark.
But I said that I wasn't even embarrassed. I was like, yo, damn, she got me. She called me out.
So the consequence. Now you don't get to touch them. You don't get to do anything like that, but you can hold them accountable. And I tell that to my teacher, my granddaughter's teacher, and I'm like, teacher, there will be no entitlement coming from this house. So is this acceptable behavior or inappropriate?
But you know, I tell my sons that same. If you right, I'll fight for you all day. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. If you wrong, I'm on your ass. You know what I'm saying. Coming up, like hey man, this beginning of this season, this school year, my son got in a fight. You know what I'm saying. And I was already like, I'm ready to get mad and go off and all this other shit. Yeah. Then like get in front of that thing. He didn't start it. Oh, I was hot. Hot.
Yeah, Eric, man. We are not going to ignore the fact that your lens just fell out of your glasses.
No, was that? I'm like, what in the?
The ketchup packet. I was like, what in that?
Broke mess. Broke mess.
Yeah, you've been going through it with your glasses.
Man, his glasses don't have a flashback. You start talking about your son getting a.
I remember. Oh my gosh, it just like completely popped out. It was
hold on. First of all, ain't nobody said shit but you, Goddess. Ain't nobody said a damn thing but you. And I said, yo, this supposed to be my sister. Why is she calling this out loud? Hold on a second. Hey, what's up, Zaki? How you doing, baby?
We were there for entertainment purposes, and I was entertained at the fact that your lens just popped out of your glasses.
She gonna say it loud. She gonna stop the conversation. Say, Eric, we're not gonna act like we didn't see this. And I'm like, motherfucker, no, nobody seen it. Oh God, man.
No, I think Thomas chimed in too. I think he said that he saw it. He just ignored it. But
no, that was Brian. Brian said it. Brian said it. Yeah.
Oh, Brian. Oh my God. I couldn't though.
Oh, that was hilarious. I said, out of all damn people, my sister gonna be the one who's gonna call me out online. Oh man, but yo, let me say this right here on my end, man. I had a great time this year doing the show. I had some last year when I did it, I was only there for maybe like 2 or 3 hours. This year, man, we had some real conversations this year. Like normally we be just going straight to sex and we going straight to about like talking about the weird stuff. But I had conversations about being a parent, you know what I'm saying, and conversations about being a husband, and it's just a lot of deep conversations this year. And which is crazy because you got like 30 some podcasters who all like to run their mouth, and nobody trying to listen. Nobody was trying to listen, but we all had a real good time though. But I want to salute you for being the MVP.
I actually, of the whole weekend, I know I kind of made jest of it. Mm-hmm. However, with CL, I honestly was to fault for that one because I was preemptive in my defenses and I shouldn't have been, and that's just a reflection. I didn't go back to watch it because I ain't got 50 hours of my life to give back to that. However,
I'll figure on that one, babe. Every once in a while, when I see the clips, I just go through them real quick.
Yeah, so I just, that was a trigger for me, and it had nothing to do with her. So that's some self-reflecting that I took offline. because
Mhm.
I did unjustly jump to some place I didn't need to.
Right. But one thing I did love is that towards the end, you and CL did get a chance to apologize to each other through the whole entire weekend. Y'all apologized to each other. It was y'all version of an apology, but y'all apologized to each other. And it was cool though. All right, so let's get into the show today. Because
All right, we're ready. We're ready.
today I call this show the rebirth. Not the resurrection, but the rebirth. And
Absolutely.
I say that because, like I said earlier, I see a change in your eyes. I see a change in your skin, the way you move in there. You know, you're stating your opinion and you're trying to move forward. Even when you being a grandmother and a mother, I'm seeing you post more about your family. And it's not about you being sexy. It's not about you and your business. It's not about demon. It's about you as a person now. When did this shift change? When was this shift changing in your life?
I will be honest and say that it really has happened just over the last 2 weeks.
Mm,
Um, you know, I started to recognize that I was repeating a lot of behaviors. I have a propensity of placing my emotions ahead of my logic, which is a
mhm,
female trait. However, it was really starting to bother me because I wasn't being given the space to recognize that I still carried a logical thought. And
right.
so I had to really work to kind of separate the two. So when I'm speaking almost matter of fact, and it can
Mhm,
come across as if I'm being passive aggressive or devoid of emotion. However, my emotions again are self. So I don't want to hold anybody else responsible for him. So I'm still in that transition where I'm learning to not hold people accountable to how I react to what they're saying,
mhm,
especially when it relates to my viewpoint, because a lot of times I'm told I'm wrong, which
mhm.
is not a fair assessment, especially as it relates to my opinion.
Right, right. And like I said, with that, man, you said last 2 weeks. When was that letting go period for you? Because I knew that when we had that last conversation, and no, I don't want to really talk about what we talked about offline, but when we had that last conversation online, I know you was going through that big change. When was that day you say, you know what? You woke up one morning and say, you know what? I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of just wallowing in my own, shit. At least when is that day you say I'm gonna make that step, that one step now? I know the last 2 weeks has been something, but that first step.
um I was presented with a new option, and so being able to see myself through somebody else's eyes, and what they saw was the exact opposite of what I believed in myself. So
Mhm,
what they saw was this strong person who was able to handle everything. However, I was still in a survivor mode that I didn't recognize I was in. I could, we've talked, I was in depression. I openly admitted that I was in depression. However, it wasn't really until I started to break it down, because depression is so broad, that I
right.
realized that ever since that night when that guy forced himself on me when I was 15, I just detached. And
I
so
mean,
I've
yeah.
been kind of on this autopilot of sorts for the last 30
Mhm,
years. And it took
mhm,
somebody telling me that I was presenting myself as weak, that I
mhm,
was like, fuck you, respectfully, of course,
right.
because I recognized I'm not weak, but that's what I'm showing. So I needed to kind of course correct a little bit.
Right. And one thing I say that with you, like I said, I just seen it. I seen it. I didn't see it. I seen it before 2 weeks ago for me. Um when you came back out and you decided to switch the group up and you moved and you made your own lane for yourself. That's the day I seen it. And that was probably way before the holidays when I seen her say, okay, God is just starting to make her do her own thing. I think me and you haven't talked for a while, and I text you randomly, and you were like, yeah, I'm finna separate myself for a minute. And you start doing your own thing. I said, you know what? That's what she needs. You know what I'm saying? And I can see that you're trying to let go of everything that's hindering you back, that's been holding you back for a while. And I said, okay, this is the goddess that she deserved to be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm watching you do that. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me happy because I know how emotional that journey has been for you. I know how emotional it took you back, and I know one your days is you have your good days and your bad days. But I've been watching you do it, and I'm like, yo, that's great. And but one thing I want to reflect on and call and not call you out, but just thank you on is I know that even when it come to me, you can tell when I'm having a bad day. You have texted me before, say, Eric, something don't look right with you. I need to text you. I need to see what's going on. You all right? And I've always been the type of person that I can take on your baggage and help you with yours,
Right.
but I don't know how to release mine to have somebody like help me with mine. You know,
Right.
like because I'm always been strong for myself. So I appreciate you even reaching out to me when you seen something was wrong. You know, and the truth was I was going through a hard time, like mentally going through a hard time, where I was like, look, I don't need to be a podcast. I don't want a podcast no more right now. I don't want a podcast. I don't want to put on this front like I'm cool and put on this front like I'm goofy and all this other shit. I don't want to do that right now. I just want to be a regular person. Let me get my affairs in order and move forward. But I appreciate you even checking on me. You know what I'm saying? Even though we weren't talking like that, but you checked on me time to time, say, yo, Eric, are you good? Are you sure you're okay? Your eyes don't look right. Your voice don't sound right. Something on, and then you hit me with your favorite line. You know I'm a witch, right? But you know what? I don't call you a witch though. You know what I'm saying? You know I don't call you a witch because
Right.
I think you much more than that. You know what I'm saying? I think that you a powerful being within yourself, and I
Working.
call you a star.
I
I call you a
appreciate
star because what you're doing is you're shining your light to help people see. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. I just want to tell that to your face straight up. I appreciate that. You know. So I got your ass in the goddess seat. Y'all see that? I got her in the goddess seat. You see she about to tip and smile. I got her ass back. Got her ass back, y'all. But anyway, man. But how has this rebranding been for you when it comes to podcasting?
You know, it's been a catch-22, if I'm going to be honest, because in the rebranding, because of the disconnect and the separation I took last year from basically everybody in my life, it can almost seem like I'm trying to write out the original creators of the story. You know, however, my story has changed because I'm not in that state of insanity I was when I was with Dimitri, you know? And yes, I just said the name out loud. I just, I really
Fucking
I
right.
cannot continue to pretend that the story isn't about me because I kept writing everybody else as the main character. It's my story. And so my true demon is me. And, recognizing that is probably one of the best things that I've ever done.
Mm-hmm. Look at this. Look at my girl growing up, man. Look at her growing up. She is growing up, and that's what I'm saying. Is that recognition that you're doing that's really it's shining through you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I know you still have your hard days. I can see that too. I can see you still having your hard days. I can see that some days you'll be on the verge of crying. I know you are, but hell, you're still fighting and you making it happen. You know what I'm saying? And I say, yo, this I don't even, I'm gonna butcher your real name up. This is Talithia. Like this is the real. This is Talitha. I know I'm gonna say it wrong. I know it. It's Talitha. But this is Talitha. This is not goddess right now. This is Talitha speaking. You know what I'm saying? Goddess is the soft spoken. I don't really want no. No, Talitha is the one like, you know what? No, I feel this way, and you ain't gonna make me, and and I think that, and I'm a mama, and that's my child, and that's the one. That's who I like. That's who I love. You know what I'm saying?
I had to
And
get permission to be her, though, right? And a lot of people may not understand that I fought authority my whole life, right? So anytime anybody told me what to do, I did the opposite. And then I didn't realize that I actually really prefer structure. And so in order to maintain structure, I had to step back into my true essence, which is a traditional chaste type of mindset. So that means removing a lot of the sexuality, not holding audience in a lot of sexually driven conversations. I really want to emulate the wife persona. And so I walk with certain rules. I won't argue with men. I won't really put myself into situations where I feel, should I have a man, he would need to protect me. Those are my beliefs now, right? These are rules that I've set in place for myself. I'm just now trying to get people to understand that who I was 2 weeks ago is not the same person I am now. So just because it was okay then, it doesn't make it okay.
Right. And like I say, like, and again, I keep going back to I'm proud of you because I see it. I really am. Have you learned to not I can say let go of the situations of your past, but have you learned to comfortably move away from it?
My past is my testimony, right? So it's a true example of what I had to go through in order to get here. I recognize now that I can have some open chapters, but I'm no longer an open book. I can share my testimony without the details all the time. Sometimes details might be beneficial. However, I don't need you to feel bad for me. And in sharing too many details, I give you a weapon to use against me because we're human. You're going to judge me. And also, it gives you room to argue me. You can't argue what I've lived through,
That part,
you
yeah.
know, and there is no comparison. There's nobody who's been hurt more than the other. We've all experienced our own pains, our own traumas, our own, everything. It's that combined knowledge of wisdom that we can move away from the pattern of insanity. I'm just choosing to move off the path prior to a lot of other people.
See, that's what I want to hear from you. I swear, that's what I want to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to hear from you. And that's why I said that I can, like he said, I can see it. I can see this new surgeon of you. And like I said, I can see everything when it comes to you now. With me, when it comes to sharing your past and everything, your testimony, I even started a new series this year called The Truth, where I'm like sharing some of the crazy experiences of my life and how I overcame them, you know. And for me, I'm always been I always, like I told you earlier, I always try to like put hide my personal issues because I don't want nobody to judge me. I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me. I don't want nobody to be like, it's gonna be okay. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So I was always scared to put out there, okay, I've been through this in my life, blah, 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 and move forward. And when I put my first episode out was with Homeless to Homeowner. It was kind of like freeing. I could hear myself telling the stories and it was just flowing out now. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'm trying to use it, and I'm still kind of shaky and scared to like put everything out because I want everybody to know all my business. But I want to put out enough for you to understand who this man is, how he come from nothing to somewhat something. You know what I'm saying? And I want to do that. So that's how I'm able to share my story. You know.
In many situations, if I share a story from my past, I might get emotional. It doesn't mean that I'm carrying the pain of that trauma, though. I'm just a naturally emotional person. Um, Actually, no, I'm not. I am a woman who expresses her emotions. I'm not emotional. There's a difference. And I think we need to give each other grace to appreciate that. if I'm overwhelmed and I'm crying, that's my defense mechanism. That's my coping mechanism. Whereas some people might feel more comfortable listening to music or going to exercise or something along those means. That's just what works for me because it is the least offensive for me. You know, there's no destruction. I'm not hurting anybody. I might make somebody uncomfortable. That's a small window of time, though. I'm not going to I don't want to make a permanent decision on a temporary emotion. And I know that I fluctuate often.
But you know, with me and my stories, I guess what gets me, I guess brings out the emotion for me sometimes is because my mind goes back into who I was at that point. You know, when I tell these stories, it's like I can literally see this scenario happening all over again and how I was feeling at that time. So even when you hear me tell the story from the homeless to homeowner, I can hear cracks in my voice through it, you know. And honestly, to me, it's therapeutic. You know, so it's therapeutic for me to just speak it out. I don't like. I was stalked. I told you before, I was stalked. You can't say shit about me that I don't fucking know already. You know, you can't use no part of my life against me. And I'm going to argue with you because you can't, because nigga, I was there. I know. Like,
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you that I actually held audience with someone and they brought a truth to me that I had never considered before. Now, as I go out and I try to find that person that I want to share my life with, my past can't hurt me. However, my past could hurt the person that I choose to be with because I've
how
given
so?
access. I've given so much access to myself that all these people have tidbits, you know, or pictures or some kind of something of who I used to be because I never considered the fact that one day I wouldn't want to be her anymore. I felt that I was just always going to be overtly sexual and just really crave that kind of attention. I don't anymore. You know, I don't, if somebody inboxes me and they're interested in me, I don't want to say that I'm taken aback. I'm not, it's going to take somebody significant to catch my attention.
Right.
And it's not to dismiss anybody. It's just, I'm confident now that there's only one thing that's going to work for me. And
Right.
unfortunately, because of the way I see things and the way that I speak things, a lot of people find that I'm immature or they listen to my voice and they're like, "You're a kid." I'm
Right.
45 years old. You know,
Tell
it's
them.
not like I just woke up yesterday. I literally have lived enough time to know that everything that I've been taught was wrong. And I'm going to go the opposite now because nothing else was working.
Right, right. And I really want you to get to that place for me. I mean, me just advice, and whatever you choose to do is your choice. But like I said, it's the place for me where you can show me a picture of my past, or you can bring up a situation from my past, and I could be like, okay, that's cool, because in the day, it's my past. It's dead and gone. It done happened. It done happened. I can't go back and change it. I can't untake the pictures. I can't. You know what I'm saying? What that have to do with now? Who you are right now has nothing to do with that shit from back then, you know? Well, it actually has something to do with it. It does. I'm gonna say that it does have something to do with it because you grew from that person you was back then.
I mean, that is a common sense mindset. However, as a woman, I'm not really given that same grace, you know, because we are supposed to be chaste from the moment we come out of the womb. So if we have any promiscuity or, you know, overt e- uh, exhibitionist pieces of us, we are
Right.
considered hoes, you know, and unfortunately, that's just not true. We can get confused. Some of us just enjoy sex. Some of us mistake attention in that form as a way of people showing they love you. And it really takes us going through that in order to find out who we are. Society doesn't give us that space, though. We have to adhere to a certain certain amount of rules,
Mhm.
and it's really an unfair rule book. And they're like double standard this, double standard that. No, men and women both should have some decorum. We should be
Mhm.
able to have propriety. We should be able to hold civil conversations. Not to say we're not going to escalate. However, it shouldn't come to fisticuffs. I heard a
Mhm.
conversation, somebody said, "You don't believe in God, I'm going to show up and beat you up." What? So
Mm.
now we're fighting over God? And I get it.
Right,
I get
right.
wars over religion. I'm not going there. I'm just saying that in
Mhm.
typical conversation, average Joes are going to come to
Mhm.
fisticuffs because somebody chose to believe themselves to be God in lieu of believing in God. It's just a mixed message. It's just so
But
weird to me.
do you feel like in this day and time though, everybody's so preoccupied of being right that they don't want to accept that people have a different mindset from them? You know,
I do.
you
I
know what I'm saying?
do.
And I think that's what we had that problem with.
And I think it's societal norm. We have these expectations. So if
Mhm.
you offend me, I feel I'm due an apology. No, I'm not. I am not
Mhm.
due anything. If you don't feel you've done anything wrong, why should you be forced to apologize to me to protect my feelings? My
Mhm.
feelings, again, my own. So something you
Right.
said upset me. I need to take that off stage. I need to work that offline. Is it probable in real time? No, I don't have that. You know, I'm not trying to live that lie. However,
Mhm.
even if you get into an argument with somebody, recognize why,
Mhm.
and you can't hold them at fault. So if you take away hard feelings, you're the problem, not them.
Right. I love that. Um, man, I really want to have a real like not real conversation, but I want to say some shit that but but I just want to. I'm just so happy to see this though, and that's why I'm sitting back and I'm watching this. You know what I'm saying? Because I like I said, I know the light that you really have inside of you, and I know that a lot of your past was hindering you. Like I said, was holding you back from being who you can truly be. How has been? How has since you overcame certain things? How has that affected you as a mother and grandmother now? Because I know that the stress of everything plus the kids was weighing. How has the new surgeons within yourself help you become a better parent?
I think it's still brand new. Um, I'm starting to recognize though that if I get upset, it escalates the emotion coming from a miracle. The 5-year-old,
Mhm.
and the 7-year-old is acting out because she feels displaced. And so there's a lot of different things that I've taken a step back and trying to consider.
Mhm.
Um, However, it's still got to give me time for myself. And finding
Mhm.
that balance has been really tricky. Like, even if I have like this whole time right now by myself because the baby's asleep, my
Right.
oldest daughter, my 20-year-old is asleep. So basically, I'm alone. However, it's not like I'm just sitting here enjoying alone time. It's not
Mhm.
ever like that. Um,
Right.
so finding that time where I can just be Talitha, um, it doesn't really happen because I still have to figure everything out right now. This is all new territory for me, being on my own,
Right.
completely alone. I've cut off
Right.
family, I've cut off friends, I've cut off pretty much everybody because I had become too dependent on them. And
Yes.
so there's a lot of people that may have some hard feelings against me right now, and I respect that. I own it. I justly treated you the way that I felt I needed to protect myself. Hi, everyone. Um, you know, I just it wasn't about you. It was about me. And for the first time in my life, I didn't give a fuck that I was being selfish
Mm.
because
Mhm.
I needed to be selfish.
Yep.
It doesn't mean that I stopped loving you. It's just I recognized I kept putting you above me. And when I really needed you, you couldn't be there. So, when I cut myself 2 years ago, everybody like Phew. Nobody like really. I don't want to say nobody. I had a sorority sister at the time that was there for me. I want to give her credit.
Right.
We're not talking now.
Right.
However, at the time she was there. I needed somebody just to tell me it was going to be okay in a way that it didn't feel like they were judging me. And in that emotions that I was in, it didn't matter what people said. I felt judged.
Right. And I do think that, and this is for anybody that's watching, anybody that's going to watch it later, is sometimes you need to separate yourself from everybody to find yourself. You know, I've learned, I'm learning that myself as I get older. You know what I'm saying? I have really separated myself from a lot of people in my life because I was so busy and preoccupied with putting their happiness before mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a hard day, but I got to make sure that you're smiling. I'm having a hard day, but I got to make sure that you're taken care of. You know what I'm saying? And then when I need that family around me, or that warmth around me, I had no one to turn to. You know what I'm saying?
And
Which made me go into myself, which made me dive into I just can't, I'm not gonna, you know. Go ahead.
well, and for me, I placed unnecessary boundaries on everybody. So there's limits of a conversation that I could have with you, Eric. Like there's, and there's limits that I could carry with Amron. There's limits with everybody because of the way that I think and the complexity and the way I can go way off into the tangents because I know I need to, because I have to walk myself back to reality. A lot of people don't give me that space. So they're trying to give me advice through my tangent and they're pissing me off because I just need to get the words out. They don't need to make sense in this moment. They're not going to make sense. Trust me, they're not going to make sense. I'm going to say a lot of stupid things. I'm going to, you heard me.
I know.
You've heard some of the ways when I get into that full emotion, you just have to let me get through the emotion. Don't listen to what I'm saying because that's just drama queen words coming out. Just let me get out the motion, and not many people can respect that. And I don't expect them to because my emotions are really big.
And I seen it when we had the last. I think the second conversation was more deep than we had the first conversation. The first conversation we were touching the bases. Second conversation we both in here like, but you know, goddamn well, and I was like, hey yo, but no, I seen that, and I watched you was diving deep into your past as we was talking. And I see that you were jumping from there to this one, and you had to jump back into this. And then I remember sometimes like, all right, she going too far. Let me pull her back for a little bit because she's gonna jump out. Let me pull it back for a quick second. And it's crazy because I'm like I said, and again, I can see even when we having this conversation now, your mind is more focused. You know what I'm saying? And this is the perfect title for this, the Rebirth. This is the perfect title for this because you are rebirthing yourself. You know what I'm saying? You are moving into your I don't even think you 100% see it yet.
Maybe not.
And I know, and I can feel like it's about to change you're about to change in a way that you haven't even thought you can do. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it might not happen this year, it might happen next year, but you're about to change. And you starting, and it's the fact that you starting that change. You might have them days you're gonna slip back, but you're starting to make that step forward. You know what I'm saying? It's a refreshness to you. That's gonna be the next episode, refresh. But it's gonna be, but it is, man. It is, and I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you. You know that, right?
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's worth it though, right? I went through a lot with Dimitri.
Right.
I just blocked him 2 days ago. I on every platform. And the last time I blocked him, I left the door open. I didn't leave any doors open this time. I really had to evaluate myself, and I kept being willing to accept whatever was being given. And that that counteracts my message, right? If we're supposed to love ourselves, why would I willingly place myself in a situation where somebody can't even give me basic courtesy of contacting me through the day?
But I think also too, for me, listen to your story. I remember back then, I felt that I don't think that you wanted him as your rock. But I think you needed him to bounce yourself off. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You needed him to be there for you, and you just need somebody to hold you at that moment. You know what I'm saying? But I can also tell that he wasn't that person you really wanted. You know what I'm saying? He was just that person who can preoccupy your mind.
Yeah, I never want to discredit him. However, as I went through the relationship, I recognized really early on that he was a lesson. Because every time he upset me, I was able to correlate it to a pain from the past. And so I was doing a lot of healing work while I was also being broken. And so for me, it was kind of like a reset, right? And then I had to really determine what I wanted. And what I want is not that, you know? And again, this is not me speaking bad on him. He is a great person for somebody else. He's just not enough for me. However, he was enough for me to recognize and receive all the karma from previous relationships, because there were certain things that he did that I did to previous spouses. And I recognized it as I now know what I was doing to them. And I don't want to do that anymore. And so I really had to be accountable and self-reflective. So that way, when I do meet my next man, I'm not bringing baggage. I'm not bringing all of those emotions. And if he doesn't text me good morning, I'm not going to just jump and assume he's cheating on me. You know, I really had to get comfortable in the fact of knowing my expectations are mine. Just because it's important to me doesn't make it important to him. And between the two of us, we need to find a compromise where we're both happy. Because just because it's not coming in the way that I expect it, I still need to recognize it. But that other person also needs to ensure that they're giving it the way that I need to see it and receive it. Because that's got to be an even exchange of energy. Otherwise, we're wasting our time.
Right. Hold on a second. Hey, Emron, how you doing, boo? How you doing? Emron the boss. Hey, man, but I'm gonna ask this question right here too. You know, I try not to get too deep. Do you think you still need that presence of a man to make you feel grounded?
I don't need a man to make me feel grounded. However, I do recognize that I need a man in the sense of foundation. I'm not here to be alone, you know. However, I wasn't ready to receive the man that I was supposed to, because I hadn't done the work. I don't know if I've done all the work. I've made some adjustments, you know, in my life, as you've called attention to, and some that many will never see. However, I'm now saying, trust me. You know, come to me, trust me, instead of me just being openly and available to everybody. Because that's where I was making the mistake in the past, is you meet me and it's like, oh my gosh, here's my life story. And it's because I'm open that way. However, by being open that way, I'm setting myself up for failure, because they don't have to work for it. They just get the blueprint.
Right. Whoo, damn, goddess. You know what? Yeah, y'all don't understand, man. I feel like that's why they call me the little big brother, man. Because I'm like, damn, I'm seeing her and I'm happy, man. I'm happy, y'all, man. All right, so let me shift the gears. We coming up on the hour. We're coming up on the hour. Goddess, this podcast world it's been crazy. It has so many ups and downs. How has you been navigating through this? Because I think all of us have wanted to quit.
You know, he might get tired of me saying his name, but I'm not gonna ever stop. I was ready to walk away. Season 2, that whole one episode of season 2. But Styles from the Brunch Hour podcast, you know, he kind of put a little bit of glue into the cracks of the foundation that I had started to create. And it was because he kind of put structure where I needed it. He didn't do anything outside of just hold conversation with me, but it was within that conversation that it was just the right amount of brotherly love that it resonated. And that's when I just kind of removed myself a little bit because I recognized that I really don't know people. I've led a very sheltered life. And so I had to kind of dive into Instagram streets, you know, so I could have more surface level conversations because I'm a bore. I know that. I always want to talk on a deep level. You know,
Right.
I always want to find the meaning of life, and not everybody is receptive to that. I just don't know how to have table conversation because I don't care about Cat Williams. I don't care about the Real Housewives. I don't care about any of that because it's not going to get me the food I need for my children. It's not going to help me grow as a person. It's just busy conversation, and I have to be able to find a balance.
And you know what? Like I said again, just watching from last weekend alone, I think you have though. I think you're able to carry a conversation now that could be about the most random ass topics, you know, and you also able to be like sprinkle your own truth within that conversation. You know, so whether somebody likes or not, because your ass is the argument queen, you are the MVP of the podcast. But whether somebody likes or not, you was able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I am proud. I can't say nothing other than I'm proud of you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
I can't. I feel like I feel like this majority of this goddamn like interview has been me just like, I love you. You're good. You're good. You're good. It's just because y'all don't understand. We have had. You have called me crying,
I have.
and I know that pain that was in your voice. You know what I'm saying? And I remember. And I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna say this too. I don't want to dismiss Dimitri because I think I met him. He's honestly a decent guy. I don't know him personally, but I think he's a cool guy from when I met him. But I am glad that I see that you're able to move forward. You know what I'm saying? And I hope, like I said, whether you open the door back up again, that's on you. I'm not here to judge. That's your business. But I just like I said, what do you do? I think that when you walk through that door this time, you're not who you was.
I don't know. I definitely don't want to say that I have the answer because I don't. You know, feelings can come, feelings can go. I just know there's a certain mindset that I'm looking for. There's a particular kind of leadership that I require. I need to be in a situation where the man can tell me to shut up and I just shut up. Not all the time because, you know, I'm me and what the
Yeah.
fuck, you know, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that shit on my wife. I'm gonna try that shit on my wife and see how that works, guys. Hey, babe, shut up.
However,
What the fuck you say? I can hear now.
I also want to be in a space that if he says, hey, we need to go left, I just move with him and I don't question it. And right now, I'm just not in that space with Dimitri. And so, like I said, I had to close that door completely locked, you know, and I also had to then close a few other doors. On those, though, the window is open. I need to ensure that I'm not doing things for the wrong reason. And so that's why I'm saying I walk as if I'm married. I'm walking as if my heart is committed already to somebody. So then that way I'm not trying to do anything outside of what I know I need to do for Goddess and Unhinged While Anchored. And, you know, reestablishing the fact that I've got a voice, even if it's small, it still has a right to be heard. no
Right.
matter how
And you,
hoity-toity a person may be.
but you know what? But you know what? You is holding your heart for you're holding your heart for yourself. You holding your heart for yourself now. And you know what I'm saying? And you're gonna do this. You have been through so damn much, and you overcame every damn obstacle you went through. You have cried all you can cry. You'd have been up here on my show, face puffy as hell, but you still did it. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna continue to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I the next conversation, I can't wait for our next conversation. I can't wait for that next one. It's gonna be about. I'm scheduled 6 months down the line. I'm gonna schedule before halfway through this year. And when I schedule that damn
Really, our next
conversation,
conversation is on January 30th, silly guy.
yeah, no, but no, ain't gonna be not like this one. Ain't gonna be like this one. No, fuck that. Ain't gonna be like this one. This one is the one that I know how it's gonna be. I already know you. I already know what you're gonna do. In 6 months, I already know who you're gonna be in 6 months. I can see it. See, the way you talking in these streets now, the way that light is lifting you up a little bit. Come on now.
I appreciate that. I just want to say that I made a commitment and I keep my word. Now, there can be fluctuations, as you walk through fluidity and real life situations. However, until you're told different, you just have to trust the universe. And that's what I've chosen to do. And thankfully, the universe has me included. And just because I see the world in realms, it doesn't mean that I can't also walk in reality. I just choose not to.
All right, well, look, I'm gonna go ahead. It's almost time to wrap up. I'm gonna ask 2 more things. Goddess, all right, let me start a little drama in these podcast streets. Goddess, who your top 5? Who is your top 5 podcasters? I better be number 1. Who's top 5? Who is your top 5?
My top 5. Styles is number 1. Sorry, Eric. Only because
Damn it.
I'll put you at number 2. But Styles has to be number 1.
I might have to fight his ass now. Go ahead.
I will, not so much as a podcaster, but as a person, I would put Smash at number 3. There's a lot of Smash that a lot of people don't get to see. And it's that Smash that I truly appreciate. So I just want to put that out into the stratosphere. Raw is another. Again, not so much for the podcast as much as the person. If Raw has your back, he's got your back. And I don't want to dismiss anybody, so I'm just gonna put like Uncle Dolomite, Uncle Germ, King Germ. He ain't uncle. He ain't no freaking uncle.
Hey,
King
yo.
Germ.
Hey, yo.
I have such a fondness for so many people. And I'm going to have to re-navigate all of that with them because of this new chaste, traditional type of mindset that I'm trying to walk in. Some of the saucy, I just can't participate anymore. And so I need to ensure that they recognize that my love for them hasn't changed, just my ability on what I can and can't engage with.
I appreciate that. So now I would have done my top 5, but it rotates. I can't. Because I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Because everybody whoever's number 1 is always switching. You know what I'm saying? It be days like me and DC gonna argue and talk shit to each other. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, yo, DC, you know what? DC number 1. But then the next day, this nigga got on my damn nerves. He's down to number 5. I think me and Brian has really connected. And Brian to me is honestly a good person. You know what I'm saying? I can see him trying. You know what I'm saying?
I get to sit with him on the 27th. I'm really excited about it. And I'm going to be honest. I didn't put this in the email, but he was the hardest one for me to come up with questions for. And the reason being is he's such a big personality and so fun and full of life. You come onto my show, I don't want to drain you. Like, I don't want to pull your light out of you because we're talking deep conversation. So I try to switch up his questions. Let
me say this right here. Let me say this with Brian. I think Brian is capable of going that deep,
Oh, I
Brian is
know.
very Brian is very capable of going that deep. But I think what Brian do is Brian know how to not allow it to affect him while he's telling it. Because me and Brian, I didn't been on so many shows with Brian now, but Brian would tell his stories and he was like, yo, let me tell you the crazy things that happened to me. And he would say
Yeah.
it.
I just
And I
want
would
when he comes over, I really want to celebrate how big his personality is, right? So
yeah.
I don't want to goddess treat him. You know, I'm not that anybody comes to me to heal, because that's definitely a gear away from my initial concept, right? Because
what we originally talked about,
yeah, so I'm no longer trying to heal or anything like that. It's just really opening up perceptions and giving people the space to have independent thought without, you know, I'm going to judge you. We all judge people. However, my judgment doesn't last, and I can really appreciate the differences. And I'm finally in a space that I'm okay saying that I am going to judge you because you live differently than me. But judgment isn't negative. It's just judgment.
I don't know. I'm scared now. Got me scared from the 30th, but I don't know what's gonna happen. Hey man, but when I was saying, like, I'm switch. I got my boy Rod from Rod Uncensored. Rod I just realized he's younger than me, but Rod is able to. We have had conversations offline, and we were talking about our real life. That dude right there, honestly, is a good brother. He's trying his hardest. You know what I'm saying? I got to shout out to all the females that's doing this game, because I feel like y'all is about y'all doing the work. Y'all females, every single one of y'all has really, y'all all bring something different to the table. Every single one of y'all, from Amron to you, to CL, to Savagely, you know what I'm saying, to Canoodle, like everybody brings something different. And I think I love that each one of y'all is unapologetically you. You know,
it took me a while to get here, though. It took me a little while.
But every one of y'all is, first of all, I learned this weekend, none of y'all is afraid to talk shit. So I love that, man. I love y'all able to get that. And Amron, I know you watching. Giraffe pussy, get it together, girl. But
giraffe pussy. You know, I shared her post and I put like a giraffe song over the top of it. Like, Amron is now the shortest giraffe we know, and forever she will be a giraffe.
Hey, yo, from that, let me tell you, Amron check that's gonna be when I think of Amron from now on, it's just giraffe pussy. That's all I'm gonna think.
Pussy. I mean,
giraffe pussy. You gotta love it, man. But last one, man, I don't think I have a fifth person. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody now, everybody's cool. You know what I'm saying? I never had a beef with anybody. You know what I'm saying? I had one couple people that was kind of with me. But I told you straight up, I'm not gonna kiss your ass. Right. But we all cool. We can live in the same community. I think everybody is cool now. I that last weekend let me know I can vibe with all y'all. You know, I can vibe with all y'all, and y'all is just doing the damn thing. But anyway, last thing to say, go ahead and speak about Unhinged while Anchor, and let everybody know where they can find my sister who can put me in number 1 next time. She better do that shit. But where they can find you at.
I am available on all streaming platforms. However, I'm most active on TikTok and Instagram under Goddess to a Demon. Look for an upcoming special with me and Amron, The Color Spectrum, A Black Woman's Perspective. I have a special that I am working on, Unmasking the Demon, which is going to not be what people expect it to be. You know, I'm everywhere. And Unhinged while Anchored, we're going to be having some different conversations. It's not about healing in a self perspective. It's time to change the conversation and open it up and talk about solutions that are individualized, not conceptualized.
Come on now. Damn, y'all. Let me clap for my sister, man. Hey, y'all, man. Yo, I just want to thank you so much, Goddess, for being on. I can't wait for our next conversation and our real conversation in 6 months. I can't wait to see the change. The change you keep growing. I'm gonna always give you your flowers. I'm gonna always call you when I see something really going on. Cause I have called, text you like, yo, is you okay?
Yeah.
I have done that. I want to make sure. Hey y'all, so all right, let me go ahead and get into my little closing. This is your little big brother Eric G with Random Thoughts with Eric G. I want to thank Goddess. I want to thank everybody who tuned in. Y'all, this is season 6. We're gonna have them real good conversations. We're gonna have these real good like feels. We're gonna talk about it all. Y'all, we talking this season, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know I have put my heart and soul into this season. This is when I say this season is called The Truth, it is the truth. I want y'all to check out all my series I got going on right now. I have the game show. I have The Truth, which is telling about my personal journey. I also have Word to the Wise, brand new episode tonight at 8 p.m. Call in, vent, get it off your chest. If your baby daddy getting your nerves, tell us. We'll give you a solution. Also have the local spotlight artist show, where if you are an artist that needs promotion, your artists need to just get your music out, just hit me up. I got you. Also, this show right here, Random Thoughts with Eric G. This is my baby. This is my heart. We gonna talk about it all, y'all. And this season, we're gonna start some conversations. And I can't wait for the takeover. I got a lot of people lined up to take over this show. So I can't wait for that right there too. So yeah, all right, that's it, man.
Hold on. We got one more thing to say.
What's going on?
Thank you for waking up today. I love you. And be nice. It's easy.
All right, man. Y'all. Hey, y'all, man. Like I always say, God bless you. Peace.